When it comes to creating the perfect kitchen environment, there are always challenges, and let's face it, creating that perfect mix of kitchen furniture and architectural design is one of those key elements that can throw up a few issues, and this project was no exception to that rule. Now, when I first got an opportunity to look at the architectural plans, my first impression was, wow, it was stunning, very well designed, but there were some issues when it came to thinking about the client brief, kitchen functionality and the overall aesthetics of the kitchen. One of the key elements within that was the placement of the stairs leading to the mezzanine directly above the kitchen. On the original architectural layout, they were placed to the left hand side of the only tall wall within the room. This was a very contemporary building. There was lots of glass and a severe lack of tall wall space. So it was going to be very difficult to fulfill the brief with only having a small wall to place large appliances, eye-level ovens, and create all of the things that the client wanted. One of the other issues with the original placement of the stairs was that it would create a nip point with any potential island designed into the space. It also introduced a flow of traffic from the main living room area up towards the mezzanine and into the functional zone. So that created a little bit of a conflict. And we had a look at all that. And the first thing I did was consider how we could manipulate the architectural layout to make it better. So I moved the utility room, which was originally placed behind the kitchen, and I moved it to another area of the property. This freed up a lot of space, allowing me to move the stairs from their original position in the main kitchen area to an area behind the kitchen. I also included WC in that area, and this allowed me to create the essential wall grab, and this allowed me to fulfill the brief. The wall grab allowed me to introduce a dry food pantry area. It increased the amount of worktop space and storage within the overall kitchen, and it allowed me to place the integrated freezer in that area as well. Now, one of the flip sides of actually moving the utility room was that it allowed the utility to be positioned in an isolated area away from the open plan setting of the kitchen, dining room and living room, and that meant that a lot of the noisy appliances like the washing machine and tumble dryer were not having an impact on the environment in which people lived and worked in. It also meant that the client had access to a washing line on the outside of the property. So by thinking about this a little bit differently, being involved with the client and the architect, and by working together, we managed to create the perfect mix of kitchen functionality, aesthetic desirability and architectural layout. And you can join us in the next video where I'll take you on a journey and showcase how we presented the design to the client, the high quality CGI presentations, the animations that allowed them to be inspired and get involved and move forward with the project.